What's up, I'm 𝐒𝐔𝐁𝐄. How are we all doing? Today we'll be looking at grossest things actors had to do for a role. I think that's pretty fucking weird things actors did. Not only for a role, but in a role. Like, sometimes it's not acting. It's not acting. So now we're gonna find out what they did that was not acting. But okay, let's get started.
It's not practical.
What's not practical?
We cannot believe the weird things some actors will do to bring their roles to life. Especially the ones that made them sick.
Something that I don't really get to do.
How far would you go for a role? Some of these actors ate gross things, some totally ignored hygiene for way too long, and some were left stuck in some very unfortunate smelling rooms. It's pretty hard to determine which one of these is the worst, since some of them are extremely revolting. Let's see for ourselves.
Oh yeah.
All those banquet scenes seem like a great time for the Harry Potter actors who had oodles of beautiful food in front of them that they were actually able to eat. It was great the first day, but as the days went on, the cast wasn't too keen since they didn't actually replace the food and all of it started rotting. It was further exemplified by the heat of the lights used for filming, and it became so bad that the actors and crew could literally smell the stench wafting out of the set before even entering. Thankfully, they decided to switch to fake food after that very unfortunate event.
Could they have budgeted to... Okay, you know what? Okay.
That must be a mistake.
Plenty of people eat raw fish
I guess
when
it
it's
would
in
be hard
sushi,
to
but
replace
it
the
was a
food
very
on
different
camera.
experience for Lawrence,
It
who
looks
had
the
to
same.
hold a real raw fish in her hands and chomp into it in the Hunger Games catching fire. We would think it was a
people eat
prop
salmon,
or
so,
somehow
yeah.
faked, but the fish was as real as the disgusted faces she made off camera.
I feel like they could have faked that, actually.
Lawrence said that it tasted exactly the same way it smelled. We'll
Imagine
let
they
you
just
guess whether
made
or
a
not it was
fish
bad or
like,
good.
I don't know, like chocolate or some
Hint,
shit.
It was bad.
What's wrong with her?
DiCaprio definitely earned his Oscar for The Revenant based solely on all the icky things he actually did.
Didn't
These
he win an
animal
Oscar for
carcasses
that?
he sleeps in? Yeah, those were real. The
What?
grossest thing he had to do, though, was definitely eating a raw bison liver.
Yeah.
The props department did provide a fake
I
one,
would've
but
did the
DiCaprio
cook.
didn't think it looked convincing enough.
What?
He said all the real suffering he did on set helped his performance, which was incredible to be fair. We probably would have stuck with the props, though.
Yeah.
Making The Revenant was about man's relationship to the natural world.
Sophie Turner went on
fair enough.
quite a journey as Sansa in Game of Thrones. Like many of her male colleagues, she started using much less shampoo, so she looked disheveled when she escaped from King's Landing. Turner said that near the end of the 5th season, the production team asked her not to wash her hair. And this happened for a full 2 years until they finally gave her a wig instead. Her
What?
hair became so dirty that it was constantly greasy and
Guess you can get like eventually used to not bathing, but why did it take them 2 years before they actually gave
and
her a
when they
week?
shot scenes with fake paper snow, well, that just created a huge mess on her head since the small pieces of paper got stuck in the grease in her hair.
I'm Sansa Stark
Oh.
of Winterfell.
One of Olsen's many kisses with Bettany became known as, wait for it, Snotgate. On a particularly cold day, there was an emotional kiss and someone's nose started to run quite a bit, resulting in a much sloppier and grosser kiss than anyone would hope for. Bettany
Yeah.
claims it was Olsen's fault, but the WandaVision actress has firmly stated that it was Bettany's fault, explaining that he couldn't feel it because of all the makeup and prosthetics that he wore as Vision.
Yeah, fair enough.
Anne Hathaway looks pretty disheveled in this scene in Les Miserables. The actual fish carcasses that were surrounding her definitely did their job in setting the tone. Somehow, she sang through the stench that wafted through the room due to the heat of the lights that were shining on them.
Why do you
She
not
sang
puke
the
or
nearly
some shit?
5-minute
Gag
song
or
about
at least.
20 times on set, meaning by the end of it, the smell was probably unbearable.
I was trying not to think
Or she got used to
what I
it.
was doing.
Winslet was very keen and eager doing
Disgusting.
Titanic and wanted to be perfect. Considering how major the film was, it makes sense. However, this also resulted in taking bathroom breaks in water tanks on the set. Why would she make this choice? Well, taking a break would disturb the work since the bathroom breaks would end up being a half-hour long in order to deal with all the complex costumes. So she took one for the team. Let's hope no one used those tanks to drink from.
Okay.
Castle Black looked super disgusting on screen, and it was just as bad in real life. The goal was to make the castle look as cold, grungy, and dirty as it could get. So they had the set decorators hang raw meat from the ceilings.
What?
Oh, and real pigs wandering around too. The
What-
production
okay,
team was
that's
really
not bad.
happy with how it looked in the end,
Piggies.
but we have a feeling the cast wasn't
But why do they hang meat to rot in the air. What, like, bro, why would you do that? Bruh. Really setting the tone there. Bro.
Much.
That bit more of reality in the world they're in.
Clark had to eat a horse heart as Daenerys in Game of Thrones, and just watching it is super nauseating.
Wait,
She
what?
didn't eat any real horse hearts. What she did have was pretty awful. She was told that the creation would taste like gummy bears, but
Okay.
Clark said it was more like congealed jam that tasted like bleach. It was so
Bleach.
gross she actually
What
was
version of
getting
bleach?
sick in buckets between takes. The poor actor wound up having to eat 28 of these disgusting creations. Probably not
I
her
have-
favorite day on set.
I don't think I have any clue on how that should have tasted.
Shooting it.
Just when we thought he couldn't get any scruffier, Pattinson
it?
went full tilt when he played a dirty bank robber in the film
What
Good
the heck?
Time. He decided the best way to
Blonde.
prep for the role was by renting a dirty, cheap basement apartment to live like his character. He stayed there for 2 months and didn't change his clothes to sleep in, his
Really living the
sheets,
role.
and he didn't open his curtains while he was there. His neighbors were
Oh.
super freaked out by the whole thing. We would
Hmm.
be too.
You don't know what I'm talking about.
Extremely dedicated,
While the
I have to give it to
sensual
that.
Peach scene in Call Me By Your Name is merely performed in the film, the truth is Chalamet had actually
fuck is
tried
that?
doing it on his own to see what it was like. It's pretty wild.
That's a peach.
This movie
What is
got
that?
pretty weird.
What did you do? Well, I guess there's only one thing you can do that is wretched with a peach, I guess. So,
This movie got pretty weird. In this scene, Efron is stung by a jellyfish and thinks the best way to fix it is with urine. And Nicole Kidman's
No,
character
wait,
lends
what?
him a hand with it.
No,
This is
no,
honestly
nah.
not too tricky of a stunt to pull off,
No,
but the team
no.
decided to go full method by having Kidman actually help Efron out.
Oh,
Actors were ready to go for it, but before they actually
Oh.
shot the scene, the director Lee Daniels was questioning whether or not he wanted it to happen anymore and was ready to cut the scene completely. But Kidman stopped him and they went ahead.
what?
Why she wanted to do it for real isn't very clear, but it's
Bro.
definitely weird.
No. Bro. That is disgusting.
Sweets are great, but
Will
the
Ferrell?
amount and
What did he do?
combinations that Will Ferrell eats an elf is not.
What the hell
What's
was
crazy is that he actually did eat all of this and more. Ferrell said he didn't
Oh.
sleep a lot while filming and was often totally wired because of the amount of sugar he was consuming.
that? Bro.
To make it all worse, he developed chronic headaches as well. If what we
Yeah.
saw wasn't enough, many of the other weird things he had to eat, like the doctor's cotton balls, even more sugar.
Did you hear that?
Damn.
Those were cotton candy.
Well, I
Can you
feel
pass some maple syrup, please?
that ain't the worst thing, you know. Some people do it actually on purpose.
Halle Berry was preparing to play the role of an addict in Jungle Fever, but wasn't sure quite how to go about it, so she wound up not showering for the full 2 months of production. Logical?
Okay.
We're not too sure, but it's definitely gross. The actress admitted that it was super gross, and she did end up keeping a few parts of her body clean. We can imagine the crew was probably pretty
Okay.
thankful for that.
Well, 2 months, at least it ain't that long, you know.
All these disgusting things actors did for roles shows their commitment to the craft for sure.
The fucking liver, though. Ugh. Smells and stuff is one thing, but the worst thing is either getting fucking pissed on or eating raw. What bison liver was it? That's disgusting, man. Like I said, I would not even eat liver cooked. You some of these freaking actors, you know, damn. Freaking hats off to them. But yeah, thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.